In this tutorial, we'll learn how to install Raspberry Pi OS. Formerly, it was known as Raspbian. Okay, so these are the items that we'll need. So we need a micro SD card where the OS image will be created. We need a micro SD card adapter, a card reader, or you can also use your laptop or desktop card slot. Not a problem. The Raspberry Pi itself. So please remember, if you're using a 0 or 0W model, then you should have a mini to normal HDMI converter, a keyboard, a mouse, and a HDMI cable. Okay, and there are actually three ways to set up your card. So one is Raspberry Pi Imager, the second is copy OS image to SD card, third is Noops. Noops stands for new out of the box software, and you will get all the downloads from here. So here we are in the Raspberry Pi downloads. So follow this path here. Okay, so Raspberry Pi OS, previously called as Raspbian, use Raspberry Pi Imager for an easy way to install. This is the easiest way. We will be using Raspberry Pi Imager for Windows. There are two other ways. One is this. You can download the zip file of the image, and then you can use Balena Etcher tool to write this on your micro SD card. And the third way is Noops. Noops stand for new out of the box software. Let me click it. So Noops is actually a OS installer. It downloads multiple OS, like 2 or 3. People use normally this and extract the files and copy paste to your micro SD card. So you can also get a SD card pre-installed with Noops. That is also available in the market. And to format your SD card, you use this tool, SD formatter. Okay, so anyway, we'll be using Raspberry Pi Imager. This is the easiest, and because it uses all Raspberry Pi tools only, so chances of error is very less. Now we will see how to use Raspberry Pi Imager to set up your micro SD card. So Pi Imager is available for Windows and Mac OS both. So I have a Windows machine, so we'll use Windows here, but for Mac OS also the process is same. What is needed to be done, you just click on this, and then a .exe file is downloaded in your download folder. You got to run this file, run this executable, and it may ask you for few permission. You need to say yes, and then the installer, the Raspberry Pi Imager, is downloaded. You can find the Raspberry Pi Imager here in the start, so you can open it, and it looks like this. So here it is a Raspberry Pi provided tool, so chances of error is a little less. You can select this Raspberry Pi OS 32-bit and then choose your SD card. So beforehand you just insert your SD card in your laptop slot, SD card slot, or use a SD card adapter through USB ports, and then select this. Okay, and then click write. So once you click write, it will show you a message like this. Are you sure you want to continue? You say yes, so it will start writing. So this process will take some time. So please note, this process will need your laptop or your desktop to be connected to the internet, because it will download the OS and then write it. So when the writing is done, it will start verifying, and this process again will take some time. So once the SD card writing is done, we need to set up our Raspberry Pi. So I have two models here. One is Raspberry Pi 0W. So it has got its card slot here, SD card slot here, and for Raspberry Pi 3B model, the card slot is here in the back side. So you need to take your card and insert it this way. Okay, so once this is done, you need to connect other terminals. So here is the HDMI. So for the first time you must use HDMI, and once it boot up, then you can configure it to be used with your laptop using SSH or VNC server client, and then you can connect your power cord. So remember, for 3B it is like better to have 2.5 amp or minimum 2 amp. If you are using a model 4B plus or 4B, you should have 3 amp. Okay, so take care of that. And here is the USB ports. So in any of the one you you insert this mouse, and any other one you insert your keyboard. So this is how it appears for the first time when you start your Raspberry Pi. So select the HDMI port that you have inserted your Pi in. Okay, and then do this, just switch on the Pi. So first a colorful screen appears, and then you see this raspberries. Okay, and now it is resizing file system rebooting in 5. So this is the booting for the first time, so we have to wait. And here, welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop. So this is how the first time boot up operation goes. Here is our monitor. Okay, here we are. And then when you start it for the first time, you need to do a few more things. So before start, you go here and you can select your country. So I'm in India, so let me select India. Okay, and then my language would be English, and you can say US. Okay, so let me put English, and time zone Kolkata is okay. I better use this one, US keyboard, and then press next. And this process will take some time. So here the is asking for resetting password, so you can skip this part without so I am not changing it, you may want to change. And please remember, when you type here, your letters, fonts or any dots may not appear. That is a Linux feature. Okay, and I leave it with the default ones. And if this is showing any black border, yes, I can see some black border around here, you can see here. Okay, so I'll tick this, so you get this option for the first time only. And searching for network, if you have got some network, you can connect it here, or you can do it afterwards also from here. So I just skip here. Okay, it has found one. If I select it, it will ask me for the passkey, so I skip it here. Then please next to check the update software, skip to continue. So I will skip this part also. And setup complete, I gotta restart. Okay, so setup done. Now the things are restarting. So all these setups are for the first time only, and next time onwards you need not do all these settings. And anytime you can change those settings as well, time zone and everything, so that's not a problem. So here we are, things appeared. Okay, and now I can start and go to desktop preferences and make things bigger. Like in the defaults, I can set it for like large screens. Let me see. So you can see things becoming bigger now. Okay, I keep it like this, and then in the desktop I can like change the photo. So so I can like keep this and then say open, and then center image on the screen. And okay, so this is what we are all familiar with. So we are not done. So what we can do, like we can check if things are opening up. Yeah, here's the command prompt. So here it is. And what else you can see here, all the things. So we have got Thonny Python IDE, and if we want, so here are the preferences, mainly Raspberry Pi configuration. From here you can set up many other things, so we will have a different video for this. We can set up display. Interfaces is mainly when you want to connect. So we will not use our TV for all the time. We would like to connect to our Pi from another laptop, so we can enable this SSH and VNC. We'll learn about them later. Performance and localization, when you set up Wi-Fi, you need to set this, so we will not do it now. And let me show a few more things. Internet, we not yet started because we haven't started with this, so we can do that. So we'll do that later. What else? So another thing is, so you can see we have only these two, so there are other softwares like Scratch and all, so you can go to preference and install them separately under the recommended software. So without a network connection, it cannot be done. So we'll also do this afterwards.
Okay, so this is it about the installation. So let us move into the next thing.